Hi, my name is Luluah Albarrak, and I'll be presenting using virtual reality and co-design to study the design of large-scale shape-changing interfaces. Large-scale shape-changing interfaces such as furniture, sculptures, floors, and walls can be promising at enhancing our quality of life within buildings. Shape-changing walls, in particular, can change to provide additional furniture, display information, as well as in offering navigational support within buildings. Imagine, for example, entering a building with shape-changing walls. These walls can guide you through the space by making corridors wider or creating a wave-like pattern that moves in a specific direction. Although such large-scale shape-changing interfaces can have many potentials, designing and building them can be very challenging. To examine their design, prior work have paved the way and proposed to use platforms that do not require building physical prototypes, such as 2D videos and projected augmented reality. In this work, we build on and extend prior work by proposing to use virtual reality, which could offer a more immersive experience that would allow the examining how shape-changing walls affect people's perceptions. In addition, in order to enhance our understanding of how these technologies can be designed to become less intrusive and more ambient, we explore this in our study. Therefore, in this work, we designed a study to answer the following research questions. First, how do people perceive different types of shape-changing walls? Second, how can we design shape-changing walls with ambient qualities? Third, can VR be used as a platform to facilitate the design process of large-scale shape-changing interfaces? To examine these questions, we conducted an online study consisting of three successive parts: a VR experience, co-design activities, and an interview. This was done with 18 participants. We used VR to explain the complex concept of shape-changing walls and to understand how people perceive them. We particularly developed Living Building, which is a mobile VR app that uses cardboard viewers to explore different shape-changing wall designs. After the VR experience, we engaged potential users in co-design activities to explore how participants understand and use parameters of shape change that they encountered in VR. And then, how can they use it to design non-intrusive and ambient shape-changing walls? Finally, we conducted interviews to examine how our approach to designing shape-changing walls can facilitate the design process. In our study, we examined a number of shape change parameters, including type of change, speed, scale, interaction, notification level, and abstraction level. We analyzed the data collected from the VR experience qualitatively using thematic analysis. In the VR experience, participants showed a wide range of emotional reactions. These reactions ranged from pleasant to unpleasant emotions with high and low emotional arousal. For example, participant number 2 expressed how the volume type of change made her feel more energetic when it was on a faster speed and with one wall activated. It makes me feel like a bit more energetic. In the volume type of change, participants felt overwhelmed and anxious by the threatening and the scary wall. That's definitely feeling more threatening. A bit overwhelmed, I guess, yeah, and potentially a little bit confused as well. In addition, participants described the affordances of shape-changing walls. For example, some participants stated that the cube's type of change affords certain actions, such as sitting and creating stairs, and even to be used for games. I feel if they stop moving, if they come forward and stop moving. It's kind of providing affordance for people to sit on it. Rather than stating affordances of action possibilities, participants reported that shape-changing walls were providing an inviting affordance. For instance, participant number 3 described that the cube's type of change invites playful interactions. Seems to kind of like invites a bit more playing with them or something. Exploring shape-changing walls in VR have resulted in a number of pleasant sensory illusions, including cross-modal illusions that relate directly to the body and illusions that relate to the body's relation with the surrounding space. Participants reported a number of cross-modal illusions that relate to the body, such as hearing sounds, changes in body temperature, and changes in body weight. For instance, participants mentioned that they started to hear sounds and noises as they were looking at the shape-changing walls. I'm getting a bit of, what is it called when you have one sense feeding into another one? I feel like I'm hearing it as it is moving quickly. I always feel like I can hear it. I noticed it a bit on the 3 walls and fast, but much more with the single wall. Now moving to our findings in the co-design activities. So the differences between the designs made in the design activities were examined, analyzed, and categorized. The categorization of the shape-changing wall parameters can help designers in understanding how each parameter relates to intrusiveness, and hence make design choices based on whether they need a more or a less intrusive designs of shape-changing walls. For example, with the type of change parameter, to make the design less intrusive, participants changed the type of change in their initial design and used curvature and holes types. However, participants changed the type of change in their initial design to amplitude to make it more intrusive. With the speed parameter, participants reduced the speed of the shape-changing wall design to make it less intrusive and increased the speed of the shape-changing walls design to make it more intrusive. With the scale parameter, participants reduced the number of walls to 1 shape-changing wall to make the design less intrusive, and increased the number of walls to make the shape-changing walls more intrusive. With the interaction parameter, participants used direct and indirect interaction, and reported that direct and indirect interaction can create less intrusive designs, while no interaction can result in more intrusive designs. With the notification level parameter, participants suggested reducing the notification level to make the design of the walls less intrusive. Whereas with the abstraction level parameter, participants increased the abstraction level to make the design less intrusive and decreased the abstraction level to make it more intrusive. Participants also reflected on the overall experience. Many of them found it engaging, fun, and enjoyable. They also reported that our approach helps in understanding the concept of shape-changing walls and the vocabulary needed for design. They also reported that it helps in understanding how the different shape-changing wall types affect emotions and how they consider that during the design activities. It also provided them with a concrete experience that was important for the design phase. It helped them participants also mentioned that it helps in inspiring the design outcomes and design of future buildings. Thanks for listening.